each and every one of you. I do understand that there is always one person that's strong enough to be able to speak to the family on the behalf of the family. Who will be speaking today?
Mark, come back.
He's back here, so I'm not doing it.
I can if you want me to. I love my boy. I will.
Okay, and your name, sir?
William Jeffrey Hester. I'm his dad.
Thank you so much. Mr. Hester, if you would please have a seat on that first row, first seat. Thank you. Once again, I would like to offer my condolences to each and every one of you. Mr. Hester, if I can please get you to state your full name. If I can please, Mr. Hester, get you to state your full name and date of birth for the record.
William Micah Hester, 7/12/05.
Thank you, Mr. Hester. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Judge Simmons. We're here for a simple bond court arraignment. Today's date is Wednesday, July 20th. The exact time is 2:38 p.m. Once again, we're here for a simple bond court arraignment. I'm not here to try you in any way on whether or not you're innocent or guilty. I'm just here to inform you of your charge, your bond amounts, and your rights. You do have the right to remain silent. You have a right to a trial by jury. You have a right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one may be appointed to you by our public defender's office. Mr. Hester, because you are being charged with the General Sessions charge, what will happen, I will not be extending you that right to a public defender today, but there will be someone coming from our solicitor's office that will pay you a visit and ask you if you would like to exercise that right to a public defender. If you choose to do so at that time, please do so. Mr. Hester, because you are being charged with the General Sessions charge, you do have that right to what we call a preliminary hearing. This is what the preliminary hearing form looks like. Now, what a preliminary hearing is if you were to exercise this right, you'll go before another judge. And the law enforcement officer that took the charge out against you will be there to present the evidence on the behalf of the state. Your attorney will be there to present your evidence. Once that judge has heard all of the evidence from both sides, he or she will determine whether or not your charge will go to another court proceeding or whether or not it is dismissed altogether. So if you wish to exercise this right, what you will do is fill out this information here. You can give it back to me. I'll be more than happy to extradite it on your behalf. If you choose not to give it back to me, you must mail it to the address provided within 10 days. If you don't do so within 10 days, you will lose that right. By any chance you happen to be released from this facility, you will have a court date and time that will demand your appearance. There is absolutely no exception. We're very serious about you being in court the day and time that you're to be there. Do understand, if you are not there, you will be tried in your absence and issued a bench warrant for your arrest. Because of the level of this charge being a General Sessions charge, if you do not show up for court, you can be fined up to $5,000. You can also be incarcerated up to 5 years. Also, if you do not attend court the day and time that you're to be there, you will be tried in your absence and issued a bench warrant for your arrest, and that is if you are able to leave this facility. For the charge that's being presented to you today, Mr. Hester, for any reason it is dismissed, discharged, not prosecuted, or you're found not guilty, it can and it will be expunged from off of your record. Mr. Hester, you are being charged with murder. Let the record show that the victim in this case is a minor child that is identified by the initials JL. With that being stated, we have a victim's family member by the name of Mr. Hester, who is basically your father, who is here to speak on the behalf of the family. Mr. Hester, if I can please get you to take a stand. Mr. Hester, by you being a part of the family, you are part of the family as being a victim family member. You have the right to be here to speak. You will not be censored in any way whatsoever, so whatever it is you would like to say, you have the liberty to say that. Once you're finished speaking, Mr. Hester, I will come back to you, Mr. Hester, and you can respond to what your father has stated. You don't have to respond to what he has stated. You as well will not be censored. You have the free reign to say whatever it is you would like the court to know and to understand as well. You will only have one say. Then once you're finished, I will come back to you, Mr. Hester. You will have your last say, and the court will make its decision from there. You have the floor, sir.
I just want to say on behalf of y'all, bear with me, this isn't easy. I love my son, he's a good boy. Nobody knows him any better than Krista and myself. And he goes around with me, he rides with me. We go fishing, go to buddy's house. I've got plenty of people that can testify that Micah would not do anything like this on purpose. And he wouldn't. I know my boy. And I can hold my hand up to the Lord and testify to that because I know him. He's a good boy. He's never been in trouble. And he loved his sister. He'd go out and play with her. As a matter of fact, his mom asked me day before yesterday if I would go out with Joanna and play with her in the yard. She took her little crayon, her chalk. We went out, and me and Micah sat down. She started drawing on the concrete, and I drawed with her. And Micah was sitting there, and he loved his sister. I don't know the circumstances. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I haven't been told exactly other than she passed away. But I know in my heart that Micah would not do anything like this on purpose. And not premeditated, nothing on purpose. If he did, he was out of his mind, crazy. I don't know. But I love him, and I just want the record to show that. And his mom loved him. We all love him. We know he wouldn't do it on purpose. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Hester. Sir, Mr. Hester, is there anything you would like to say in response to that? You don't have to say anything in response to that. You can speak on your own accord, sir.
Talk, Micah.
Mr. Hester, last say if you have anything else.
I just ask the court, Your Honor, if you would, please. We've lost little Joanna. I just don't want to lose my son. I'm just asking to have mercy on him. That's all I've got to say. And the Lord knows the Bible says all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. All things work together for good. I don't understand it. That's not for me to understand or any of us to understand, but the Lord knows. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Mr. Hester. Okay, Mr. Hester, because of the charge being a charge of murder, this charge is outside of the jurisdiction of this court, so therefore you will have a no bond. So basically what that means to you is that your case will have to go before a circuit court judge, and that circuit court judge will decide whether or not to set a bond if he or she chooses to. Once again, as I stated earlier, you do have that right to what we call a preliminary hearing. Did you understand that right? You have any questions for me, Mr. Hester?
Ma'am?
Are you the mother?
Yes,
I will
ma'am.
allow you to speak just for a moment, okay? You would have to get up and stand under that page there, please.
I just wanted to ask, with that form, could he get some assistance? Because he's not very good at reading and writing. And I don't know if they knew that. He may need help.
So he, the special ed.
We can
He's
assist.
in special ed.
We can assist him. Yes, ma'am.
And I just want to make sure of that. Thank you.
Mr. Hester, everything that I've explained to you from the bench, this is everything in the paperwork, okay? So everything that I've explained to you is in this paperwork. If you need any further assistance, we'll be more than happy to assist you with that. Or if we can't assist you at this point in time, get one of the detention officers to help you as well. But for this preliminary hearing that I explained to you earlier, did you understand what I was saying to you when I explained this to you about the preliminary hearing? About what will happen is that you have the investigator on this case. He will basically explain the evidence of why he charged you with this case. And then when you get an attorney, your attorney will get with you before the preliminary hearing if you wish to exercise this right. He will be the one to explain your side of the evidence, okay? And that judge will determine whether or not your case will go to another court proceeding or whether or not it's dismissed. So everything that I've explained to you is also on this form, but the only thing we would need for you to do, if you choose to do this now, is for you to fill out your address. Do you know your address? Okay. If you choose to do that now. I can't tell you to do it now, I can't tell you to do it later, but I can tell you that you need to do this before 10 days elapse, because if you do it after 10 days, you'll lose that right, okay? Are you following everything that I've said? Do you have any questions for me? Okay. Thank you. You can go ahead and take a step over to the left, Mr. Hester. Family, this concludes his bond arraignment. You all are free to go if you choose to go. I would once again offer my condolences, and I wish you all well.
Can I ask you a question?
At this time, it will be kind of difficult to ask the question. Can you tell me what it's pertaining to?
I just want, are you guys gonna keep him? I know you said about the bond, there's no bond, it's out of your jurisdiction.
What happens, because he is a juvenile, juveniles are now housed in Columbia. We used to have a juvenile facility here, but we no longer have a juvenile facility here. So he will be transported to Columbia. Am I correct with saying that, officer?
It's correct that we don't have a juvenile facility here. However, it'll be some housing will have to be worked out first paperwork, but that's still probably changed now.
Okay. So he will have housing momentarily here, but however soon they can make the arrangements for him to be transported down to Columbia, he will be transported down to Columbia because he is a juvenile. This is an adult facility. We no longer have juvenile facilities.
Do you know if we're allowed to visit him down there?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But he will still be here for a moment in time. So I'm sure Mr. Hester will put you all on the visitation list so you can visit him here before he's transported. And because you all are victims in the case. They will give you information that you need at all times whenever he moves, wherever he goes. They will always notify you and let you be made aware of where he is. And you will have that victim advocate information. Am I correct? And they will be able to make sure that you have the assistance that you need during this time. Once again, this concludes his bond arraignment. You all have a good day. Thank you.